In the repair shop today.
When you listen to these things day in, day out, it makes you a nitpicking old pedant.
Steve gets all gummed up with a miniature piano.
I can feel it's all sticky, just full of sticky goo, because the old oil on there is congealed.
And glassmaster Matt...
Now I can really see how much of a mammoth task I've got ahead of me.
...tackles a window of epic proportions.
You only have one shot at doing these joints, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I need to make sure that this looks right.
First, Paul O'Neil and his daughter Victoria from Cambridgeshire. They're hoping musical instrument expert Pete Woods can get a family heirloom sounding sweet once again.
Hello.
Hiya.
Hi. Welcome to the barn.
Hello. Thank you.
What's inside the case?
It's a tenor sax.
Oh, a saxophone.
Yeah, that belonged to my mother.
Looks like it's a well-travelled saxophone.
It's a well-travelled
well.
sax. I had to belt it up because the case is broken as well, unfortunately.
Is that supposed to be like a brassy colour?
No, it's supposed to be a beautiful silver colour.
Silver?
Well, she got it when she played with a band called Archie's Juvenile Band.
Was that a professional band?
Oh, yes. My mother was professional from 12.
12 years old?
12 years old. And that stayed with her through that, through Ivy Benson's band.
She was in a famous band then, the Ivy Benson
Ivy
All-Girls
Benson
Band.
Yeah. During the war, she travelled all around Europe playing for the troops. And then her and my two aunties, Eileen and Margie, were a trio called the Sloane Sisters. And they did all the variety theatres.
What was your mother's name?
My mother's name was Veronica O'Neil, but on stage, she was known as Ronnie Sloane.
She must have been really good then, in order to be touring around.
In the Melody Maker, it said one of the best sax players around.
And was your father anything to do with the music industry?
No, just ultra supportive of my mum.
Oh.
The thing about the case, never mind the sax, is my mother and father used to do their courting on this. When she was getting a train to a gig, she'd be on the train station, my dad would get some time off from the army, and this is where they met and sat on this case.
Really?
So the case means as much to me as the sax. I've ever only seen it well-worn, in need of a bit of TLC, a lot of TLC. I've never heard it played.
You've never heard it played?
Never heard it played. I never heard my mother play, because when I was born in 1951, she stopped playing. She left
that's
the
a
stage.
shame.
She had gingivitis and lost her teeth, unfortunately, so it was I didn't know. But fortunately, my daughter Victoria, when she learned about her grandmother, said, I'd like to play sax.
I remember picking up the sax and finding her mouthpiece that still had her lipstick on
Really?
from her shows she did, which was amazing, and it definitely inspired me.
That's the lipstick from the
Gosh.
1940s.
Reads a fatal for lipstick, yeah.
That's amazing.
It would be a boyhood dream to see that playable again.
Can't wait to start having a go at this. Could turn out very nice.
Hope so. Thank you very much.
Well, we'll see you very soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
It's a very nice sax, actually. It was a top pro sax of its era, and it still should make one hell of a lovely sound. It's all been silver plated. Some of it was polished on the decoration on the front, and some of it's frosted silver. It was quite the thing at the time, but we won't play at the moment because we've even got pads at the top missing. So these are the things that make it airtight. If it's not airtight, it doesn't work properly. So what we've got to do is repad it. I can see a lot of wear on the keys. We've got to fix that, polish it up, but I'm going to send it off for professional plating. Not only is the sax important, but the cases as well, because his mum and dad used to sit on there when they used to meet up. Without sort of them sitting on the case and chatting away, Paul wouldn't be here, so obviously very important. The catches have gone. We need to do something about the catches. It needs a good clean up. Needs something done there where the leather's gone. I think that's definitely a Suzie job. Now, got to start dismantling it. Just praying that it comes apart easy.
The barn's next project will be a tall order for stained glass restorer Matt Nichols.
It's a tower of some sort. It's not the Eiffel Tower, is it?
It looks like a lighthouse. Don't know what's happened to it in the middle, though.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
Anne and Bob Bright are hoping their badly broken treasure will live to see the light of day.
Hello, hello, come in.
Hello, hello.
You okay?
Hello.
It's lovely to meet you both.
Hello
Nice
there.
to meet you too.
First thing I've got to ask you, we're puzzled. What is it?
It's the Blackpool Tower.
Right, I'm with you now. OK, so you were closer than me then, Matt. Yes.
It is a bit intriguing as to why anybody would have a Blackpool Tower
Why do you
door.
have a 6-foot-tall window of the Blackpool
Yeah.
Tower? Yeah, that's...
Yes. My nan, Maggie, and my grandfather, we called him Pop, loved going up to Blackpool. They'd get the first-class steam train from London
Oh, wow.
and go up. He'd take his lovely dancing shoes and they would go just to dance in the Blackpool Tower
Yeah.
ballroom. It was their special place. They just loved it. Because of the love of Blackpool, during the late 50s, my grandfather commissioned these doors to be built.
There were originally a pair of them. Two doors that opened like that.
They were quite a talking point. If people walked down the road, they'd say, oh, you know, the house with the Blackpool Towers in the door.
Literally in the front door.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my grandmother died quite young, at 52.
Oh, bless her.
Eventually, Pop went into a residential home. My parents moved into his house. They were burgled and the burglars damaged them quite a lot getting in.
Oh, no.
After the burglary, I took them and put them in my garage, and that's when I had a disaster.
Oh, no.
They were wrapped up underneath my car.
Under your
Under the car.
Yes, they were under the car. The reason being they were genuinely safe under the car because the car used to drive straight back out and I'd drive straight back in over them.
Right.
And on this occasion, I got it wrong. Put the full lock on the car.
Right.
And drove over the middle of it.
Oh, that's the big... Oh, no.
I heard this horrible crunch, crunch, and I went, oh, no. I was gutted.
Yeah.
I really, really was gutted.
Unfortunately, Dad passed away in July last year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We promised Dad it will be repaired, and it's just means a lot now that he's not here.
So this is not just for your grandparents, then? This is for your
No,
dad as well?
for Mum and Dad.
Yeah. So where's the other one?
The other one is at home because
It didn't get run over.
it didn't get run over.
I can definitely see quite a lot of work in this one, I think.
Whatever you can to keep it preserved. They're just unique and a wonderful memory.
I built Anne a summer house stroke gym palace, didn't I?
Yes.
And it's got two rather large windows in it. I will mount it against the glass so the light can still shine through.
That's going to
Yes.
look beautiful.
Yeah.
That will light the whole
It's-
room up, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and just to see it every day, just be amazing.
It's been a pleasure meeting you both.
Thanks very much for
Thank you.
bringing it in.
Thank you.
Thank you
All
so
right then.
much.
See you later.
Bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. That looks daunting. Yeah.
It does. Exciting, though.
Suzie,
Yes.
saxophone I got, the case.
It's lovely, isn't it?
It just needs a bit of a clean-up, please.
All right, I can do that. What about this lock?
If you can take it off, then I'll make you the replacement
Amazing.
bit.
OK. No, that'd be great to
Okay,
see.
that's
All right,
great,
cheers
thanks.
This is terrifying. Oh, relief. OK, Good luck with it.
There's a lot of work. Thanks, Tom.
All right.
Now I can really see how much of a mammoth task I've got ahead of me. I'm most concerned about this central section here. This is the part that Bob ran over with his car. There are a few salvageable bits of glass, but this bit I'm going to have to remake it from scratch. One of the other things is the top of the tower. The lead here has been really badly damaged, and I don't really know exactly where the design used to go. I'm going to have to be really careful to get it right. Once these pieces of glass have been removed, I'm going to need to clean all of the solder joints so that when I put new lead in, I'll be able to solder them nicely onto those joints. I have to say, this is the first window I've ever worked on that's been driven over.
I've stripped all the keys off the sax now, and I found something very interesting. These type of pads, a long, long time ago, you had a piece of cardboard, piece of felt, piece of leather. That's what makes them airtight. And the man who repaired it last smoked. And he's used his cigarette packet cardboard. So recycling isn't something that's new. I've now got to go through the whole instrument and just sort of dry fit all of the keys to make sure everything fits. On this one I can see the whole thing has been knocked, so I'm just going to give it a tap, see if we can get it into the right position. I like that. It hinges nicely and it's nicely centred on the tone hole. That's the first one done. I've just got the rest of them to do now.
Well, this is a bit of kit. Looks as if it's had quite a hard life, but I love the fact that it's still in usable condition. So I'm going to start by getting this lock drilled out. I'm just going to put some masking tape on and hopefully get a little bit more grip. Okay, that's one. Let's get this other side. Well, thank goodness the catch has come off. I can give this to Pete for him to hopefully repair. And once I've done the cleaning, I think I'll have formulated a plan as to what I want to do next.
I've just got to polish all the keys now. When they go to the platers, if they're not polished, it's right like painting. If you don't do your preparation properly, your finishing won't look any good. If I don't get this nice and shiny, the silver won't adhere properly and it'll be all bumpy and horrible. So, I've got rather a lot of keys and rather a lot of polishing to do now.
This is looking so much better. Now I can focus on the exterior of the case, where the canvas is coming off and the leather is also peeling away. So I use a paste that we use in case making. I really love this glue because I can actually make it as thick or as watery as I want it. So I've made it more like a gel. As this is absorbed, it will really dry nice and tight. Then I can turn my attention to the leather trim, get it ready in a nice condition to give back to Pete.
Tina Brine has arrived from Surrey. She's brought a childhood keepsake in need of attention from music box expert Steve Kember.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
Very good. So what have we got in the box?
I have got my mum's music box. It's unfortunately had a little bit of damage to it and it doesn't work, but it was very, very precious to her.
What's Mum's name?
June.
June. And what did she use it for? Jewellery in there?
No, it was just literally something that she collected on her travels with my dad, and she'd have it on her dressing table at home.
Right.
And when my dad, Bill, and her would go out, she'd get ready. We used to sit on the bed and watch her.
So you've got brothers and sisters in, have you?
I've got a sister, younger sister, so
Okay.
she would always be there with me as well.
Yeah.
Mum, she'd wind the box and she'd sing to it, so it was really lovely.
So what tune does it play?
It plays a love song called High Lily, High Low. It's a beautiful song, yeah. She was absolutely an amazing mum.
Yeah?
Yeah, lovely, beautiful person inside and out. They were a very special couple.
Oh, bless.
Very special. Sadly, I lost mum and dad nearly 3 years ago now. They were married for nearly 60 years.
Wow.
And they died within 6 months of each other.
60 years together, that's
Yeah. And it was a fun household. It was bonkers. My mum would just rescue things. You'd open the door and there'd be ducks in the kitchen, or a pig outside the front door. 2 peacocks as well that we rescued.
Peacock?
Yeah.
So you couldn't hear the music box,
No.
could you?
You'd
Peacock.
wake up every morning to the screeching of the peacocks. They were noisy, but we were very lucky to have the childhood that we did. It was quite amazing.
Sounds it. And when was the last time you heard this play?
Oh, gosh, probably about 25, 30 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, a long time.
It doesn't play a tune then?
It's not playing at the moment.
OK.
The legs are hanging off, and there was a stop there to stop it playing.
Right.
But I think that was a matchstick at one point. And then it's just looking a bit sad for itself.
So if Steve's able to get this working, where are you going to put it?
Well, it has to be in my room, on my dressing table.
Right.
So that way, when I'm getting ready, my daughter can come in with me and, I can play that for her. She was very close to my mum as well, so that would be lovely for her.
Right. Is you ready, Steve? Bit of pressure there,
I
Steve.
know.
You can handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'll do my best.
I'll do my best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for bringing this in.
Thank you.
You take care now.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye. Well, this piano's a cute little thing. How it works is that the music box is silent when the lid is closed and it starts to play when lifted. And that little on-off switch, or the sprung lever, was originally activated by a plunger that goes down this little hole here, which is entirely missing. So I might have to make something from scratch. The case needs a bit of work, and the obvious defect is that we don't have enough legs. I'm thinking I might get David to help out there and tidy up the case and produce a new leg for it so that it'll sit in its sort of grand position, providing lovely music for the owner. But the first thing I want to do is to remove the mechanism from the case so I can perform a thorough inspection to correct any defects that I find.
What are you working on, Pete?
Doing the case lock, mate, for the saxophone.
OK.
Just made a little spring.
Yeah.
and that's what will flick it back up.
Flick it back up.
Couldn't get a replacement, so I'm having to mend it.
Old school, that's the best school. I like it.
The Blackpool Tower is quite an iconic structure, so I really want to make sure that it matches what the Blackpool Tower really looks like.
As the window was originally a lofty 6 feet tall, the pressure is high for Matt to fill in the sizable gaps.
For the central section, what I'm doing is drawing all of the missing parts and linking everything together, and that's going to be my guide. There is a little bit of trial and error, but so far it seems like it's looking pretty good. Now that I've got my template, I'm going to use that to start cutting the glass for the spire. I'm just using my glass cutter. It just has a wheeled tip to it, which scores the glass. I'm just making sure that I tap the bottom. Now, cutting glass is something that it does take a little bit of time to master. And particularly when you're doing curved shapes, you have to make sure that you do it with just the right amount of force. Hopefully that's going to be a nice clean break. There we go. These new pieces are a great match for texture and also for the colour. I can really start to see the top of the tower coming together now. It's really nice. Now I can start attaching the new lead to the old lead. One of the difficulties when you're trying to attach new lead to old lead, over the course of time, the lead may stretch, it may move. That means just having to be extra careful to make sure that everything is butting up really nicely. So really happy with how it's starting, and I've got a great foundation to work with. All of the lead is butting up, but it's not connected. I'm using this flux over all of the solder joints. It helps the solder to flow, which then will connect them all together. Right, I'm gonna fire up the soldering iron and I'm gonna get cracking. You really do only have one shot at doing these joints. Potentially the solder, if it's too hot, can run onto where the glass is, and you really don't want that happening because it's difficult to get the solder off the glass. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I need to make sure that this looks right. I am so happy how this window is looking. All of the lead lines are matching up. Now all that's left is to flip the window over, solder the other side, and I really can't wait to see exactly what this window is going to look like.
The sax has now come back from the silver platers. It really has transformed it. We've now got to put the pads in the cups. We've got the glue in there, which is shellac. We've just got to put the pads in, then we put the key onto the sax. That looks like it's fitting quite nicely now. Then all we've got to do is warm it up, which will melt the shellac, and then it'll hold it in there once it's cooled. That's the first one done, so hopefully we're going to get it back sounding exactly the same as when Veronica played it. It sort of feel like I've got her looking over my shoulder, actually, at times. Just got to get the rest of the pads now and get them all fitting in nicely.
This instrument was Veronica's pride and joy throughout a glittering career on stage. Today, her son Paul and granddaughter Victoria have returned, hoping to hear it for the very first time.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hiya.
Hi, Pete.
Expecting something, are you?
There was something I was getting rather anxious about, yeah. I would love to see a beautiful, shiny silver sax that it was when my mum played it.
I'm looking forward to hearing it. I really am. To hearing what she heard back all those years ago.
Yeah.
Shall we see if all Pete's hard work has paid off?
Yes, please.
Okay, go on, Pete.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Can't believe that. Wow. That's amazing.
That's absolutely beyond belief. I mean, all my life I said to her, get it fixed.
It's so shiny.
Beautiful.
Up to your standards, is it?
It's beyond. I never expected that, Pete.
It's amazing. Thank you so much.
And do you think your mum would be happy?
Yeah, I know she will.
Yes, it's come out stage-worthy, like, for her. And I think it does her justice as well.
Stage-worthy. Absolutely. And I know she's watching this and loving every second of it, because she loved the sax the most. That sax.
Now, after all of Pete's hard work with getting it looking lovely, I want to hear it sounding lovely.
I'm going to have a go.
Go on then.
I'm scared I'm going to drop it now.
Well done. Well done.
It feels amazing to know this was hers and the history of it, and it's really special. So.
To get it fixed was a dream, but to hear it played by her granddaughter was fantastic. Wow.
There is one other thing as well that you need with it, isn't there? Susie's had a little go at it, just to clean it up.
Wow.
But we've kept it as original because we know your mum and dad used to do their courting on it.
Look at that. Thank you so much. I know it doesn't seem like much, but this has been on every gig with her all over the world. Yeah, that's very special.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pete.
That's right, it's been great doing it for you.
I'm thrilled to bits, and so will my mother be. Can I take it home?
Definitely.
Yeah. Enjoy it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers,
Bye.
then. Bye.
Absolutely beautiful.
It's really emotional.
Very emotional, yeah. I waited all my life to get the sax fixed, and to see it in that condition is beyond my wildest dreams.
Yeah, it's just a really special moment.
With the mechanism on the musical piano now in pieces, Steve must determine exactly why it won't play.
So we go through each of the components piece by piece. We've got the mainspring barrel here, and this is like the motor that powers the music box. And I can feel it's all sticky. just full of sticky goo because the old oil on there is congealed. So I'm going to look at the governor. There, look, see that hair that I'm just pulling off there? And that's tangled itself round that go. Look, it's about 3-4 centimetres long, that. So there's nothing sinister and nasty going on here, but the point is it doesn't go. So I'm going to clean every component in the ultrasonic tank, and then we'll put the right quantity of oil in the right place, and the machine hopefully will be good for another couple of generations.
Steve's given me the piano music box, and it's suffered a bit of damage with the legs. One is in very good condition. The second one has lost its little peg that attaches it into the bottom of the piano. And then the third one has actually broken off at the very bottom. I'm not going to turn a complete new leg. I'm going to actually turn this section, and then I'm going to cut off the remains of this, and that just gives me a natural joining place which hopefully shouldn't be too obvious. Well, that's actually looking pretty smart. The next step is to cut the remains of the old bead off and then drill this, and then I can add the new piece that I've made. Right, so that hole should be deep enough. We'll just see if it fits. I'm quite pleased with that. That just needs gluing in there, staining and then polishing to match, and then they're ready to go back underneath the piano.
So we've reached a stage in the restoration where all the components, they're all beautifully clean. But now an even more important part of the procedure is to assemble the mechanism. I'm just going to put the comb onto the mechanism. So if I put the comb too far forward, the sound is too harsh. A fraction of a millimetre makes all the difference. And when you listen to these things day in, day out, it makes you a nitpicking old pedant. My wife will say, there's nothing wrong with it, come in, finish. And I say, no, can't you hear that squeaking noise? It's driving me mad. Let's see what it sounds like. Right, I've heard enough to know that we got a little bit more work to do here. Some bent pins, the comb is slightly out of position, but we got the foundations of a good result here, so I'm really quite pleased.
A solid foundation is also key for Matt, so that the Blackpool Tower window can stand tall once again.
I'm getting on with the cementing process now. The cement is acting as a waterproofing agent, but also aesthetically creating those nice, crisp lead lines. So I'm just gonna brush this off and then try and get this off all of the glass. Ooh, it's coming together. This looks fantastic. This really is looking so special. All that's left is for me to work my way up the window, getting more and more excited as I go.
This specially made window honoured glorious days spent dancing at Blackpool's famous Tower Ballroom.
Now that is impressive, isn't it?
It's looking all right, isn't it?
Let's get it covered up, man.
Yeah.
Anne and husband Bob are hoping their grandparents' heirloom can now bring dancing light into their summer house.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm very good. So how are you feeling today, then?
Excited.
Wobbly. I just can't believe that a promise to my dad and my grandfather is almost here. I really can't wait to see it in one piece.
It's been so magical working on this window, so here you go.
That's amazing.
I never expected to see it like that. What a fantastic job.
Oh, that's just amazing. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I'm speechless. Thank you. Oh, Paul. Oh, Dad.
Oh, that is incredible.
And how do you feel, Bob? Could you run over them?
I want to give somebody a big hug.
You've got your missus there, mate.
Oh, yeah. He's even got the red bit back, look. It's a work of art.
It is.
My grandfather, I'm sure he'd want to get back on a steam train and go back up to Blackpool and dance.
I've really kind of felt the glitz and glam from Blackpool itself coming through the glass as I've been making it.
That is amazing.
Gin Palace, here we come.
This is now going to be around for a very long time.
Yeah.
Thanks to you.
More than welcome.
Thank you.
Real pleasure.
Thank you for bringing us in. Take care, both of you.
Thank you so
See you
much.
soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. Well done. Perfect, perfect, perfect.
It was more than I imagined it could ever be. It's just magical. If my grandfather saw it now, he'd be dancing for joy in his black patent dance shoes.
To see it in its entirety now is just incredible. It's fantastic.
It's got even more to its story now.
It's got even more to its story, yeah. Yeah.
As a new chapter begins for the stained glass window, Steve has one final repair for the piano music box.
Well, David's done a remarkable job on the legs. Been hard pressed to tell which one is the repaired one, so that's quite exciting. I've got to make a little on-off switch that will activate this sprung lever here, and the music will start. So this piece of brass bar is what's going to be my on-off switch. I'm going to use my pendant drill as a sort of a high-speed lathe, so that it sits in that wire hoop. Now, is it? It's in there. There you are, look at that. Excellent, it works. And I can't wait for Tina to hear it. Give it a wind.
This music box reminds Tina of an idyllic childhood, growing up with her mum, dad, and sister. Today she's back with her own daughter, Catherine.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Tina, you all right?
Yes, pleased to be here, excited.
You just looked straight at the table. Calm
Sorry.
down. You're going to sit in a minute. Hey, what's she like? Hey? Hi, Catherine. How you doing?
Excited to see the music box.
Are you?
Good.
And what I understand, you was close to grandmother, yeah?
Yes, it would be nice to have something of her. It's exciting.
So you guys ready to see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Steve, you want to do the honours?
OK, yeah, here we go.
Thank you. my goodness me. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Can I pick it up?
Yes, yours. Come on.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, all the colours look beautiful. There's no scratches. It's got legs.
Yeah.
Can I wind it?
Give it a little turn, yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, goodness. And she used to sit there and she'd sing to this. Oh, it's like having a piece of her back. It's absolutely lovely. Oh, thank you so much.
So, Catherine, hearing it for the first time, what's that sound like? Sounds good?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Sounds good, looks beautiful. She'd be so happy. So now that is going back on my dressing table where Nana's picture is.
Yeah.
And then every morning when I wake up, it'll be the first thing I see, which is lovely.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a special lady, so having that back means an awful lot.
It looks like there was nothing wrong with it.
No, it looks absolutely perfect.
It's nice that it's sat on your mum's dressing table and this can sit on yours. When it's the right time, you're going to pass it down to Catherine?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. I've got to give it to my daughter.
Yeah. Well, thank you for bringing it in.
Yeah.
And nice to meet you, Catherine.
Thank you.
Thank
Pleasure.
you.
Really was.
You take care now.
Yeah,
All
take
right?
care. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
When I look at the music box, so many memories flood back of my childhood. It reminds me of my mum. She was such a beautiful lady and it was such a magical time. So it's amazing to have that back again.
It's going to be a great memory we're going to cherish forever. I think it'll be really nice.